Hey, welcome back everybody. This is Ian, and in this video, we're going to do things a little bit differently than I normally do. We're not actually going to do any coding. We're not even going to talk about coding too much, but rather we're going to focus on some soft skills, some things that I do that help me be better at my job, and I think just be a better human being overall. So essentially, you know, when we're learning how to code or do anything in life, it can be very easy to get distracted. Got a lot of thoughts going on in our minds. We're constantly having our attention kind of being sought after by various social media, just anything and everything. It could be people in our lives, family, friends, it could be our work, whatever it may be. And so it can be very easy to lose sight of protecting our focus and our attention and just kind of looking all over the place at all these different distractions all the time. And so it doesn't help that, we consume a lot of social media or, short videos on things like YouTube or TikTok or whatever it may be. And we're just kind of training ourselves not to have a really great ability to focus for long periods of time. So the intention of this video is to give you a really simple, pragmatic approach to just taking breaks throughout your day and kind of resetting. And so I found that the exercise that we're about to do is really helpful for a lot of things. It can help with your attention. It can help calm you down, can give you focus, can give you energy. It can help a lot with pain. For example, I experience pain pretty frequently. I don't use a chair because if I sit in a chair for too long, then I get all kinds of back pain. But even standing, I get issues with my back. Just the ergonomics of standing at a computer all day, typing, using a mouse, things like that. It's takes a toll on your body, mine specifically. And so to combat that, I use this exercise. I don't have to go take an ibuprofen, Tylenol, or anything like that. I can just take a moment and do this exercise and be mindful of what I'm going to teach you in the exercise periodically throughout the day, and it really helps a lot. So what is the exercise? It's really simple. Anyone can do it. We're doing it all the time, but we're not doing it with intention. So the intention is just going to be to focus on the breath. And so there's lots of different breathing exercises, and you may stop right there and just think like, oh, I already have some breathing exercise that I do, or I already tried that, it doesn't work for me, or whatever it may be. But I would urge you to check it out, try it at least once, and see how it goes. This is a sort of thing where you can get immediate benefit from it the very first time, but as you continue to do it and practice it, you get better at it, just like anything else. And so it becomes easier to just stop and do it as you practice it, but it also gets easier to achieve better results. And so you don't have to do it for a very long time. In fact, I don't even know that you would get really great results if you did it for too long. You might fall asleep or something, which is fine if you're not like driving a vehicle or operating heavy machinery. But anyway, that's probably enough talking about it. Let's go ahead and get into it. So essentially, the first thing we want to do, you can close your eyes if you're not driving or doing anything that requires you to have your vision. I would recommend, sitting down or laying down or just being comfortable, or even if you're standing at the computer like I am, you can do it. You don't have to close your eyes. It might help you zone in a little bit, but if you're doing the dishes or doing the laundry or whatever it may be, or I would say take a break from work. If you can't take a break, do it while you're working, that's fine. But the more that you can really focus on this and not anything else, the better I think your results will be. So we'll close our eyes, and you don't have to start breathing any certain kind of way, box breathing or triangle breathing or anything like that you've heard of before. Just be mindful of the breath. Just kind of pay attention to it. So as you're breathing out, it can be helpful to kind of scan your body a little bit and try to see if there's any areas of tension. For most of us, there's going to be areas of tension in at least one place, potentially more. And so when I say tension, another word might be discomfort, grasping, even pain. But if you can identify those areas, then you don't have to do anything specifically, just be mindful of them. Continue focusing on the breath, just watching it go in and out. And on those out breaths, if you can, if it's attainable and easy for you, then just try to release those areas where you feel that tension. One thing that really helps, especially with removing the thoughts that come up, especially if your brain is, maybe you just drank coffee, or maybe you had an energy drink, or whatever it is, you're just super overstimulated, so your brain is thinking a lot of thoughts. One way to calm that down is just to relax this area kind of between the eyes, center of the forehead, around the nose. I found that if you can just kind of release the tension in that area specifically, just keep returning to that area and letting go of any tension there, it can be super helpful. It kind of has a ripple effect. You just focus on that area of the face, just really relaxing the muscles in your face and your forehead, between your eyes and around your eyes, and other areas of your body, other muscles just kind of start to follow suit. So at this point, I've been talking a lot. I haven't even really been focusing on the breath quite as much as I normally would if I wasn't talking or giving, these instructions. But even now, things have really kind of slowed down for me internally. And I've felt quite a bit of release in various areas. So this doesn't have to be a long exercise. Like I said, this could be 1 minute, it could be 5 minutes. I probably wouldn't do it any more than 10 or 15, but hey, if it feels good and you're getting great results from it, then do whatever feels good for you. So when I'm just trying to relax, I don't really try to control the breath. I just try to pay attention to it, just kind of focus on the breathing and make that my sole focus. I think the longer that you can focus on one thing, the better. So if that's the breath, great. Now, I will say that when I'm experiencing pain, which I experienced quite a bit of it today, I can get a little more intentional with the breathing, or I'll really make sure that I'm taking in oxygen and letting out CO2. So just get a nice full in breath. Just let it all out. Try to follow the breath all the way out. Nothing forced, but just intentionally making sure that I'm paying attention to my breath and not holding my breath, which can happen a lot. There's something called like email apnea, I think is the name they gave for it. But essentially, if you're looking at your phone or you're looking at your computer, you may unintentionally be holding your breath, even if it's just for short amounts of time. That's kind of the concept behind like sleep apnea, is that you're depriving yourself of oxygen just a little bit at a time. So your oxygen levels drop. You're not completely suffocating. In some cases, you are sleep apnea, but just low enough to where your body's not getting the right levels of oxygen. So your SpO2 levels are kind of in the lower range, which is not ideal. It's not good for any of your bodily functions, especially for like your brain, but all your organs. So anything you can do to intentionally focus on the breath and just make sure that you're breathing can be really helpful. So I'm going to open my eyes. If you've had your eyes closed, I'll invite you to open them slowly, just to kind of reintegrate into the area around you. You may not have noticed it, but you've kind of separated yourself from the visual stimuli that exists in the outer world. And so as you open your eyes, you're kind of realizing, yeah, everything's here again, right? And so just try to bring with you that sense of calm and focus and energy, whatever it is that you're able to achieve during this time. Try to bring that with you. Now you may be returning back to work. It's almost like you just took a little nap. I definitely feel way more calm now. It's pretty late, so when I go to bed, I think this will help me get to sleep pretty quickly. But this exercise has helped me. I do it before interviews. I do it before I give speeches. I do it before I record videos. I do it before anything that's stressful. Or if I'm feeling super stressed out, then ideally I try to stop and just take, it can be a minute. It doesn't have to be long, but 5 minutes is kind of a good amount of time, and 10 if you can do it. The last thing I'll leave you with is that On the day to day, I feel like we're creating this increased sense of urgency. We've got deadlines, we've got goals for ourselves, we've got expectations. And so what we don't realize is that all these demands that we're all these expectations that we're putting on ourselves, it's all our own doing. And so this exercise helps to undo that. It helps you to slow down and to realize that you can take a break from whatever it is you're doing, and the world's going to keep spinning. And when you come back to it, it's still going to be there waiting for you. And when you come back, you're probably going to be more clear minded and able to really tackle whatever it is, think clearly about whatever it is. And hopefully, with practice over time, you'll find that this improves other areas of your life, not just your work, but maybe your relationships, maybe your health, your sleep, whatever it may be. I think just taking a couple minutes, start with 1 minute a day, something achievable, and then maybe do 1 minute every, twice a day, 1 minute every hour, whatever it is. Even if it's 10 minutes a day, maybe it's once in the morning, once in the evening, right when you wake up, right before you go to bed. Whatever works for you, I think that you'll find once you start doing it and you start getting good results, you won't want to stop doing it. It's been really helpful for me, and I hope that it's helpful for you. Thanks for hanging out with me, taking the time to watch this video. Can't wait to see you on the next one. Until next time, peace.